So today I would like to talk about the general features of the humerus and some important landmarks which you have to focus on when you describe the bone, and also some muscle attachments. And to start off, I will want to describe you the humerus, the parts of the humerus, and we can see that this is like the left humerus and from the anterior view as well. So first of all, it's important to mention in the upper extremity we have like a spherical part, which is the head of the humerus, and it's basically providing attachment with the scapula, to be more precise, with the glenoid cavity of the scapula, and it also participates in forming the glenohumeral joint. And if we look at this area over here, this area is called the anatomical head of the humerus, and the larger area over here is the surgical neck of the humerus. The surgical neck is very important, like when you consider to go into surgery, because it's a fragile point and also a common point of fracture. Yeah. And if we look at these green marked areas over here, more anteriorly we have the lesser tubercle, and more posteriorly we have the greater tubercle. So it's important to mention the lesser tubercle provides a point of insertion for the subscapularis muscle, and the greater tubercle provides attachment for the infraspinatus, supraspinatus, and also the teres minor muscle. Yeah, and the light blue area over here is just the shaft of the humerus. Yeah. So I guess these are like the most important points to mention of the parts of the humerus, and if I want to continue with the surfaces now. So if we take a look at the surfaces now, we can see like this light yellowish area over here is the intertubercular sulcus, or you can also say that it is the bicipital groove. It's also called sometimes like this. And we have on the right we have the orange area, which is the crest of the greater tubercle, and the left area is the crest of the lesser tubercle. So for you, it's important to memorize that the crest of the greater tubercle is pretty important. Also, the crest over here, it's pretty important because it provides attachment, insertion for the pectoralis major muscle, and the crest of the lesser tubercle provides attachment for the teres major muscle, and also the one point of insertion for the latissimus dorsi. And if we take a look at this area over here, this is the so-called deltoid tuberosity, which is also point of insertion for the deltoid muscles, and it's also an important landmark if you want to describe this bone. If we take a look at the inferior extremity, I haven't described this one yet. It's also important to mention that we have different areas, important areas over here. So first we have this area, which is the so-called lateral epicondyle, and over here we have the medial epicondyle. Both of these epicondyles provide a point of origin for the anterior and posterior compartment of the forearm. I don't want to go into detail right now, but it's just important for you to memorize this. So if we take a look at the anterior part of the inferior extremity of the humerus, we can see that over here we have the so-called radial notch, which provides an attachment for the radius, and over here on the left we have the so-called coronoid fossa, which provides attachment with the coronoid process of the ulna bone. And posteriorly of the humerus we have the so-called olecranon fossa, which provides an attachment for, it's basically where the olecranon process of the ulna is inserting. So it's important for you to memorize that the olecranon process is basically from the ulna. It forms the elbow by inserting in the olecranon fossa at the posterior aspect of the humerus. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you got any further questions, let me know in the comments, and